What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so in this one here, we're going to be taking a look at Jean Grey's new uniform, her Marvel Girl look. We are still on the APK, so this is the pre-update version of the game, so standard disclaimer with that is this video is brought to you by Netmarble and the Star Agents program, and anything you see here can be changed in terms of damage, values, costs, and that kind of stuff, so do keep that in mind that it can change from now until the live version. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the uniform here. So the uniform bonus is going to be a 20% increase to all attacks, so it's just 5% more than her old uniform. Her old uniform was 15%. We have 6 skill changes. We have 2 more skills now with mind damage, I believe, so 2 of them have been changed from energy to mind damage. The first skill right here is also getting the addition of mind resistance down. Stacks up to minus 50%, and it's at 4% per hit, so that's quite nice. That'll help you stack up the mind resist a little bit quicker. The second skill here is the same, still has that time freeze, and I believe she had that all speed down, maybe not though. And then the third skill here is, exactly the same. It's just going to be a change in animation because she's always had that mind resist down that stacks up to minus 100%, but I feel like now with the first skill able to contribute to stacking up to that minus 100%, we could take a little more advantage of the mind resist down now. And then also her fourth skill now has paralysis and is changed to mind damage, so you can get more damage out of this skill as well because it'll synergize better with her mind resist down. 2 seconds paralysis, it's the only kind of new thing there, except for the animation. It does have a new animation as well. And the fifth skill is just it's the same as before. It's the same as her old uniform, of course. So let's hop into the skill preview here and see what the new skill animations look like for Jean. Alright, so the first skill, she just summons some little pink orbs there to go pester the enemies and reduce their mind resistance. So that's pretty nice because you can just kind of pop them up and you can cancel into whatever skill you want to after that. And now the third skill. So it's a lot more hits. So look at that. That'll be stacking up that. Can I click on that? Stacked up to 17 times there at the highest, it looks like. So just from that alone, actually, you could probably stack up to the minus 100%. I mean, look at that. That's a lot of hits there. 81 hits off that skill for these 3 enemies. Or 69 hits that time. Might have had something else going on there. Either way, that's a lot more hits. Oh, and then, we hit that other guy over there. All right, and the fourth skill. She now kind of teleports over there and you can kind of move around. She does like a short channeling skill with this, so you can't really cancel it like you did before. So there's no more just doing 4 into 5 kind of cancel. Now you can do 5 into 4 though if you want to do that way instead to still get some more damage and take advantage of both of those skills. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing with Marvel Girl here, is I'm going to do the 5th skill and then hop right into the 4th skill, and that'll be my damage proc right there in the 4th skill. And then after I open it up, I will switch over to the 3rd skill, get that mind resist down. As soon as that one's done, pop into the 1st skill and then try to repeat with my damage proc on the 4th skill again. But she has a 8 second or 9 second cooldown on the 5th skill. Maybe it's 8 or 9 seconds on that one, so you do have to be a little bit careful because your obelisk can get out of sync pretty quickly with a damage proc, or you have to be kind of careful to make sure you kind of cancel like really quickly on the 5th skill so that you can get right into that 4th skill. Because as you can see, you get some hits kind of like right away with the 5th skill right there, so you just want to be quick on the cancel and you should be okay. But sometimes the 3rd skill, these hits right here bleed over into the damage proc, so that can actually trigger it before you even start to do the 5-4 combo. So let's go ahead and back out here. And then we'll switch over, and as you can see, I don't have any of her upgrades unlocked because I'm completely out of uniform upgrade kits, or not kits, uniform EXP chips, so I can't upgrade her any further. But I do have the list of uniforms required for her from some of the other Star Agents, so let's go ahead and read them off. So we have the Captain Marvel's Endgame, which you can see right here, and then after that's going to be Namor's Phoenix 5 uniform. And then we're going to have a Ronin after that, so the Ronin uniform for Hawkeye. And then we have Thanos Infinity War. And then finally we have Human Torch in his, Future Foundation uniform, I believe it was. So those are going to be the options for Marvel Girl here. Let's go back over and I'll show you real quickly her build, and then we'll hop into a little bit of gameplay. So we do have her ignore defense pretty close to cap. Her skill cooldown, we still need about 4% on that, so that can affect it a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but you know, that could shave like 1/4 of a second off, so it would actually be pretty beneficial to get that up to 50%. We have kind of some pre-equipped Uru. This was what was already on her when I got her on the test server here. The ISO 8 we have on her is Power of Angry Hulk, and then we have a CTP of Destruction on her, and it is a 180 proc. And as you saw earlier, we just have a uniform at normal. So let's go ahead and hop into a little bit of gameplay and see how this new uniform works for Jean. Oh, and before I do that, yes, she is changed to Universal type. I did forget to mention that, but she switches from Blast to Universal, so that can be good for giving you some more raid level in War Boss Ultimate. It could probably make her a little more viable for certain matchups. She's not going to have any disadvantages now in PvP if you want to look at it that way. But also her 4th skill being kind of more of a channeling skill now instead of like an instant cancel skill. She is more vulnerable to attacks in PvP when she is on autoplay at least. So that might make her a little easier to deal with perhaps. Not 100% sure, just kind of speculating there. But anyway, let's hop into a little bit of gameplay. Alright, so here we are at Cole Obsidian. We have Kitty Pryde for leadership, and then we have Ghost Panther for the team up bonus there, or for the tier 2 passive. So let's go ahead and hop in here and just showcase Jean a little bit with this uniform. I'm not going to be using the tier 3 skill because not much has really changed with that. I just want to compare her kind of regular 5 skills with this uniform compared to her old one to see if we're getting any kind of noticeable jump or difference in damage or survivability here. Alright, so we're going to start with the 5-4. That's what I want to proc on. You can see the damage is pretty good. We want to go over into the 3rd skill, get that going, and then we're probably going to proc before we can... Oh, nope. Well, we got time frozen, but if we didn't get time frozen, that would have been perfect. So let's reset here. Alright, there we go. See, the damage is pretty good, but it's also very similar to her old uniform. So here we go with some of that mind resist down just a little bit because it looked like he shrugged that off at the end there. So let's try to go again. Here we go. Okay, not bad. Let's see if we can actually get the wombo combo here with the 3 and the 1. Oh, nope. We procced a little bit early on there. I want to get some mind resist down to kind of show you that there is a pretty good spike in damage if we can actually get that mind resist to stick. And if we don't get time frozen, oh my gosh, what is with this time freezing BS? Come on. I tried like 4 or 5 practice runs to try to see what how much damage she was doing, and none of those did I ever get time frozen. So that's really annoying that it's doing that now. Alright, so what do we got here? As you can see, it is more damage. It's nothing too crazy, but it's enough that this uniform appears to be doing more damage than our old uniform. From what I've been seeing in my previous runs, when I wasn't getting time frozen every freaking 2 seconds, was that she was doing about, I don't know, 15% more damage or something like that. In 30 seconds, she was doing about half a bar more damage with this uniform compared to her old uniform. And considering that this uniform is only normal and her old uniform is at mythic, that is actually a pretty, oh gosh, noticeable difference in her damage. So yeah, she does more damage here. Her skill rotation seems a little tighter though, so probably a little more difficult to pull off and keep consistent with your damage proc. So there we go. That's a bit. Oh, we got. All right, I'm done with this time freezing. So yeah, as you can see, it's a little bit tighter in terms of skill rotation if you want to get the maximum effect. You're probably only going to be able to do the 3rd skill every other rotation because of the cooldown, which is the same as her old uniform if you wanted to do that way. But again, it's not a huge jump in damage here, so you know, it's an okay upgrade for her. It changes her from Blast to Universal, which is probably going to be one of the biggest positives for the uniform, is getting that Universal tag in terms of PvP. But with the skill change on the 4th skill, and then also the 3rd skill actually coming out of an iframe earlier than her other uniform. Her other uniform, she stays in iframe pretty much the entire duration of the 3rd skill. This one, she pops out of the iframe like halfway through the 3rd skill, so that could also affect a little bit on her survivability. But like I said, she's going to have a little more advantage in the fights in terms of the class advantage. So yeah, overall, I mean, the uniform looks good. Again, it does do more damage here in PvE. Just from my little bit of testing here, it seems like it's going to be about, like I said, like a 15 to 20% increase in her damage. I need to wait till I get on my account to really kind of compare the damage, because then I'll, you know, be more used to the damage that I see in my account than what I see here. The uniform appears to be a premium uniform in terms of the cost. So what, the 2,500 crystals or whatever the full price is. If we go over here to the uniforms, go to all, and then we search by price, we can see her all the way up there at the top with Thanos. So the same price as Thanos' uniform. So yeah, she's going to be a little bit pricey. But again, I don't think this uniform is going to be a must buy unless you really want her for this look, or if you want to use her as a universal character for whatever piece of content you need her for with that typing, or if she turns out to be better than I'm seeing here on the APK in terms of the uniform. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.